Good evening, YouTube and rock fans around the world. Welcome back to another edition of Paisano's Music and Vinyl Talk. I am your host, as always, Paisano. Tonight we're going to talk about the 8th studio album by the band Motorhead. And it is titled Rock and Roll, very simply. And to tell you the truth, this followed a biggie in the Motorhead catalog, Orgasmatron in 1986, featuring the dual guitar work of Wurzel and Phil Campbell. It was their first appearance, and Motorhead had new life after the well-known lineup of Lemmy, Fast Eddie Clarke, and Phil the Animal Taylor came to an end. This album saw the return of Phil the Animal Taylor, although it's considered one of his worst, if not his worst, performance on record. This album was ranked on Loudwire, which is a website that concerns heavy metal and hard rock, and in the 23 albums from Motorhead, this was considered the worst, and that's a real shame. It followed a big one, and it was kind of a transition period before better albums came along, especially near the end of Lemmy's career, Lemmy's life. When Lemmy died, Motorhead died, obviously. There's no Motorhead without Lemmy, I can tell you that. But this had a 1-2 punch of rock and roll and Eat the Rich, the first two songs on side one, and then it was pretty much all over. Pretty much their weakest material, not performed with much gusto, if you catch my drift. And it was kind of a shame with the return of Phil the Animal Taylor, the Motorhead drummer in my opinion. But there's the cover, classic whatever monster, ferocious teeth, tongue sticking out the back. Some pictures of the band as they were in 1987. Inside you have various pictures with comical captions below each picture of the band on the road, probably supporting Orgasmatron. I was lucky enough to see Motorhead in 1989 opening for Slayer at the Orpheum in Boston, Massachusetts. It was a co-headlining tour. They would alternate who was going to open for who, night to night. And on the other side, you get the lyrics, the uninspired lyrics. Some rather weak material that was probably not performed on stage much after Rock and Roll and Eat the Rich. Stone Deaf in the USA, they might have played that one, but I don't think any of these other ones really worked their way into the set list. Yeah, I really don't have too much else to say about this one. It was an alright listen, I probably bought this one at Quincy Records in Quincy, Massachusetts. They had the much more comprehensive heavy metal and hard rock section. Alright, next week, what will Paisano dig out of the crates? You're going to have to tune in and find out. Hopefully it's something that I have a little bit more to say about than this one. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're enjoying our discussions, please like and more importantly subscribe. I would appreciate it very much. Thank you and good night, YouTube.